A very good morning to you, students, again. I welcome you all again to the next part or the next chapter for us in computers. We've completed our chapter number 8, and that was Visual Basics. Now that we know the basics of what it is exactly, we know that visual programming is a type of programming language that lets human describe the processing using illustrations, whereas a typical text based programming language makes the user program think like a computer itself, right? So, a visual programming language lets a programmer describe basically the process in terms that makes sense to humans. We also understood the programming modes. They are the main mode, three basic modes. That is our design mode, first where we design or create objects, design forms, add controls. We also write logical codes. Then we run the program that we've written, or run or execute the program, the code. And then there is a break mode available. So if the application generates any errors, or if it doesn't give you a required output, you check what are the errors, you modify your data, you analyze it, and you remove the errors. That is how Visual Basic works. We've also learned the components, the title bar, menu bar, toolbox, etc., how you can create and open projects, and so on. I assume that you have completed notes for chapter number 8 in your books, and now we'll be moving on furthermore to Visual Basics. So, what all we learned today, let's quickly look at it. First one that you see is adding shapes in a form. Then we'll check how we can add images in a form. Third one we'll see is the variables that are available in Visual Basic. And at last, we will check the operators in Visual Basics. These are really important topics to cover, and as they form basis of other programming as well, I would request you to attentively attend the class for today. In case you need anything, you can pause the video and make notes of it so that it gets easier for you to refer. So let us quickly look at the first topic, that is adding shapes in a form. So Visual Basic is not only about writing codes or just simple basic application, but we can add shapes to it as well to make it look a little more attractive and beautiful. Now shapes, basically, if you see in programming, there are different shapes available. So shapes are drawings which can be added in your Visual Basic form. Different shape controls are available in Visual Basic. Now it performs various, you can say, modes or of application. So different shape controls are available in Visual Basic. They are power pack tools. Now few of them available are line shape, oval shape, rectangle shape. So these are the few shapes available. What you see here is you can make any other shape with the help of the above ones. These are the basic ones and the controls available to them. Now, what I can do with these shapes available are I can fill the style. So what is filling basically? This sets the shape, fills the style. It can be either solid, it can be transparent, we can make it horizontal line or the vertical line. I also can fill colors by using the fill color property. This property defines the color to be filled in the shape control. So if I want to fill color inside a shape, I will be using the fill color option or the property. Third property you see is border style. Border style sets the border style of the shape control. As the name suggests itself, it either can be solid, it can be transparent, it can be dash, or it can be dotted. I can give my border as per my preference. Fourth property you see is the border color. Now what color I want to give to my border or to the shape control, it can be defined using border color. And at last that you see is the size. Now size sets the size of the shape control. I can choose a size, the appropriate size to whatever shape I've given. Now let us quickly look at the steps. Now that I know that these are the properties and they can be used, I need to know how I can use this or how I can apply this in my Visual Basic, right? So what we can do now is I'll help you with the steps one by one. First that you do is that you, to your left hand side, you see your toolbox. We know that this is one of the properties available in VB. So toolbox, when you go to the left hand side, the toolbox panel, you can select any shapes. Now we've seen there can be line shape, oval, rectangle, and so on. If in case I choose, suppose, rectangle, and the picture here shows to your left hand side you have your toolbox. I go to my pointer. Oh, here you see there is rectangle shape available. As soon as I click on this, on my form, that is a blank screen, there will be a plus icon that comes up. So when the pointer moves onto the form, it changes to a cross. Just like you use the normal paint, the plus icon will come wherein you can drag that and you can choose an appropriate size on the blank screen or your form. So once you click on your rectangle shape and you come, your pointer will change to a plus icon. And then you can right click, you can hold, and you can click and drag this as per the size that you want. As soon as you click on this, to your right hand side, another box will open wherein different properties are available to what I can do. I can change the size, I can add color. As we know the properties, we can draw borders, we can choose whatever we want to from the properties panel for this particular shape that has come up on the form. That is our rectangle. That is what the next step says. That's step number 3. In the properties pane, set the properties of shape as per your requirement. Once I've chosen my properties, my next step is, as you've added the shapes in your form, you can also now add images. So this was how I can draw shapes. I can similarly draw oval, I can choose any other size, I can draw circle. This will be according to my preference. So again, to repeat, the steps to adding shapes in a form is, first I will go to my toolbox, that is to my left hand side. I will choose the shape that I want. On my form, when I click, my pointer icon or my pointer will turn to a plus icon. I can drag, that's I can click and drag the shape as per the size that I want. As soon as I do that, to my right hand side, my properties panel open. I can change whatever I want from here, the color, border, size, and this is how I can draw a shape in a form. Few basic steps that can be followed. Similarly, to make it look a little more appealing, as you added shapes in your form, next topic you see is I can also add images in a form. So adding images also has few steps, but before that, let us look at what it is exactly. So you can also add images in a form to increase its readability and also to beautify it, right? Images in the form. can be added using picture box control. So this is a very, very important thing to remember. To add an image in a form, you use the picture box control that's in your tool to your left hand side. This, once you choose and click on your form, that is your blank screen, a blank box will appear wherein I can fit or add a picture there. Firstly, we'll look at the properties for the picture box so that we can use this and know the steps how to use it. So there are three main properties that a picture box control has. Firstly, when I choose a picture box, I can name it because there might be possibilities I add more than one picture in my program. And to make sure that we have a particular proper name to it and to identify it, we give a name. So the name property will help you identify a picture box. Second is the image. The image helps to set the desired image in the picture box. Once I name it from the right hand side, I can add an image. Third important property is visible or visibility. Visibility is either true or false, which shows that whatever picture or whatever I've written in the form, do you want me to show that when I run the program or you want me to hide it? So if I add true in the code, this indicates that the picture box is visible on the form, that is my blank screen. If I make it false, this indicates that the picture box will not be visible on the form when I run the program. Thing to remember here is this still appears when you're writing the program or you're making changes. But when you run this, the visibility will depend later, either to show this or to not. Now that I know what are the properties of the picture box and how I can add an image, let's check how we can proceed about adding it. My step number one is I select the picture box because that is the main step from the control, from the toolbox as I mentioned to your left hand side and place it on the form. As soon as you place it, a rectangular boundary will be displayed which marks the area in which the picture will be shown. Let me show how that looks. So to your left hand side is your toolbox. If you're referring to your textbooks, you will have this on your page number 112. So 113 is your page number where you can see adding images into a form. When you select the picture box, this screen will appear on the form. This is a blank border that you can see. You can drag this and choose a size that is appropriate for you in which the picture should be fitting. Let's look at the next step. From the properties panel that comes to your right hand side, select the image property. Click on the dot dot button that you see. I will show you on the next screen. And you select the resource dialog box will appear. So what you see here is when you come and this blank screen appears when you choose the picture box. To the right hand side is your properties panel. From there, you select the image. Do you see this dot dot? When you click on this, it will give you the location from where you can pick up a picture. It can either be from your desktop or you can download an image and add it here. When you click and open, that is select the desired image from the list and from the location. If I want to import it from outside, I can do that. Or if it is already available in any form, you can add it from there as well. What you do is it shows on those images which has already been added in any form. So if previously any picture has been added, that will come up by default. But if you want to select another image which is not added before, then you click on the import button. So import button, that is you see your image here, that's your figure number 9.5, that's A. Open dialog box will appear and you can select the image from the folder. So whichever I want, when I click on import, from my particular folder, I can choose this from a location. When you click on open, this image gets added to your form. So this is a simple step of adding an image in a form. Now that we know the basic process of adding images, let us look at what variables are. So variable is something that stores value during program execution. So it's a temporary value, or you can say programming is incomplete without variables. To effectively use the controls and effective code of programming, variables are used. Variables are used to store information temporarily to be used in a computer program while you run this for various operations. Now also these have specific characteristics. Let's look at them. If you can please pause the video and also make a note of this, because again I mentioned these are very important to remember. As writing codes, these will come into picture. Let's look at the first characteristic of Visual Basic variable. First one is a variable name can be combined or can be a combination of characters as well as numbers. So both characters and numbers can be used in a variable. Now it must start with a character and should be unique for a program. Third characteristic or property is a variable name cannot contain any special characters except underscore. This is the most important part. DIM statement is used to declare a variable in VB. DIM is dim. Dim is the short form for dimension. So this statement is the most important statement that is used to declare a variable in Visual Basic. A variable is always associated with a data type. We'll look at an example in the next slide. Data type tells which type of data a variable can hold. So what are the following data types that I can use? It either can be integer, which stores numbers, that's from minus 32768 to plus 32768. It can either be in the form of string. So string, what is string basically? It is a literal, and that's a literal is a notation for representing a string value within the text of a computer. Now in Visual Basic, string literals are enclosed by double quotes, always. Thing to remember. Also, a string in Visual Basic is a sequence of Unicode characters. So the length property is used to determine the length of your string. Another data type is date. Date will store date and time based on the data provided. And the last that you see is decimal, which shows or stores fractional values. These are the four major data types. Moving on to how we can add these or declare the variables. Variables are defined, as we saw, by using dim statement, that's dimension statement. Syntax or the formula that you use for dimension statement is given as, you write dimension, that's DIM, give space in between, variable name, that can be anything as per your preference. And then as is a mandate or it's necessary that you write. And my data type, as we saw, either it's string, integer, decimal, etc. Let's look at an example. My variable name first is dimension. My variable name is age. Now age is a number. That's why that is given as integer. Now age is declared as a variable of an integer type. Another one is dimension name. Now name is characters. So name is in the form of string. So dimension name, name is my variable name, as is in the syntax, and my data type here is string. Similarly, I can write dim, I can write a time here or a date as, and my data type, that can be my date. So this is how you declare a variable, that is dimension, dim, variable name as data type. Now that I know about dimension, the codes, let us look at what operations I can perform in Visual Basics. They're really simple to understand but very important as well. Operators in VB are special characters that are used to perform some operations like mathematical and conditional operators. They work on operand. They generally from left to right of the operator. Now they are categorized by three forms, or there are three major categories of operators. They either can be arithmetic operators, relational operators, or logical operators. Let us look at each one by one. If you're referring to your textbook, this will be available on your page number 115, 115. The first one you see are arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are your normal operations that you perform. That's your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So there is a list of operators given, description of what they are, and an example to help you understand clearly. Let us look at each one by one. First one is the exponent or the power. It's also known as raised to when you write something in mathematics. That's 25 raised to 2, which simply means 25 into 25, that's 625. So this exponent or power will help you make this into double or help you multiply the number that you've given those many times. Normal multiplication operator performs multiplication. It's 25 into 2, which gives you 50. Third one is the division with result in decimal. So if I want my answer to be in decimal or point, I use this operator. That's my division operator. Another operator is your integer division, which doesn't give you your answer in point, but just the whole number. Another one is modulus or mod. Mod helps you or gives you remainder of a division. So remainder or the answer, when you write 25 mod 2, remainder is 1, and that's the reason this is come. So when you use mod, if you want the remainder or you want the answer as remainder, you use your mod operator. Another simple operator is addition, which performs normal addition. 25 plus 2, 27 is the example. And subtraction, which performs your subtraction. 25 minus 2 is the example given, that is 23. These are your arithmetic operators, which are again used in C, C++, Java. So please make a note of this because they are really important to understand in programming. Second type of operator is your relational operator. These operators are used to compare two values and result or give you a result in true or false. So relation is between two. When you want to compare two values, that's when relational operators are used. These are given here and mentioned. First one is greater than or equal to. Or you can say it returns true if your first number is greater than or equal to the second number. So my first number is 20. If it's greater than or equal to 10, my result will come as true. Opposite to this is less than or equal to. So returns true if my first number is less than or equal to the second number. So 20 is equal to or less than or equal to 20. Yes, it is equal to 20. That's why my answer result is true. Third operator is greater than. So this answer will come as true if my first number is greater than the second number. It's simple. So 20 is greater than 15. That's why my answer has resulted in true. Another operator is opposite to this, that is less than. So my answer will be true if my first number is less than the second number. Is 20 less than 15? No, 20 is greater than 15, due to which my result is false. Another operator is equal to. So if both the numbers, that's my first number and second number is equal, then my answer or result will be true. So if 20 is equal to 20, yes it is. So my result is true. Next one you see is it returns true if both the numbers are not the same. Is 20 and 20 same? Yes it is. That's why the answer is false. If this was 20 and 10, this should have come up as true. Third operator, or the third most important operator, is your logical operators. Logical operators only work on true and false. So these operators show the relationship of operators for a complex condition. So if I want to compare more than two numbers, then these operators are used. They also return true or false as a result. Three operators are available in logical operators. They either can be and, they can be or they can be not. So AND operator, if both the conditions of A and B, example, are true, only then the result will be true. So if suppose 4 and 2 is 1 and this is another operator we have to check, the answer will be true if both the conditions are satisfied. So is 4 greater than 2? Yes, it is. Second condition, is 3 less than 5? Yes, it is. Only when both the condition answers are yes, that's when my result will be true. OR operator is even if any one of the conditions satisfy, the answer will be true. So is 4 greater than 2? Yes, it is. Or is 3 greater than 5? No, it's not. Because one of the conditions are satisfied, even if one of them satisfies, my answer will be true. In AND, both should satisfy. In OR, any one is yes, then the answer will be yes. And the last one you see is the NOT operator. That operator or that will show the reverse of true and false and vice versa. So not 4 greater than 2? The answer will be false. This will reverse your answer of whatever you get. So these are the three major operators. Those are arithmetic operators, relational operators, and logical operators. I hope you've understood the chapter so far. If there's any doubt, I would request you to approach me. I will be there to help you with it. In the next period, we'll learn about more of the properties and the controls available in Visual Basics. Thank you, children. Have a good day. Take care.